Hello and welcome to the ultimate Notion buttons tutorial. By the end of this video, you'll know everything that there is to know about Notion buttons, and it's going to make your workspace cleaner and simpler while also saving you tons of time. Let's jump in with how to create a button in Notion. So I'm here on a blank page and I'm just going to click into some empty space and hit slash, and then I'm going to start typing out BUT and I'll see button appear. From there, I can hit enter, and you'll notice that there's quite a lot going on here, but let's just start with a button name. I'm going to give it a name of create task, and we'll go ahead and change the icon. And I think this plus here is appropriate, but we can also change the color if we want. Let's go with the green. And here we're going to go ahead and hit add a step. From here, we have a few options that we are presented with. The first one being insert blocks. So if I click insert blocks, this is similar to how the template button used to work in Notion. We just click into this empty space and we could create a simple task like water the plants. If I hit done and then I hit create task, it's going to add that item right here. And this is similar to how it used to be with the template button. But now let's show how this varies from the template button and some of the other neat things that you can do with it, other than adding blocks to the page. If I hover over my button, I can click the edit button gear right here. And what we can do next is add another step. And if I hit insert blocks, I can change the below button to above button if I want to. And from here, I could add another task, for instance. So let's say go on a run. When I hit done, now when I hit create task, it's going to create both of those, this one above, this one below. So you can create multiple steps within these buttons. If there's anything that I want to edit about these items, I can just click on the edit button here. And then I can click on these three dots on the automation that I want to select. And I can move it around if I want to. I can add it above or below if I want to change that. Let's just make both of them above, for instance, and then hit create task. And it's going to add those two above here. Next, I'm going to show you a feature that I'm super excited about, and that's adding a page to a database with your button. So if we have a database, let's imagine we have a books database. I could just hit slash, and I'll just create an inline database. I typically don't recommend it, but for this example, I'm just gonna do that, and I'll call it books. And we'll name this book, and then let's add an add book button. So I'm just gonna hit slash, and we're going to type button, hit enter. And here where it says new button, I'm just going to change this name to add book. We'll go ahead and select a book. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add a step, add page to, and we're going to select the database that we want to add to right here. From here, I can just type books, or if it's already showing up, I can just click on it. And now I can go ahead and edit the default properties for when I hit add book. So I just want it to say new book by default, and we'll go ahead and edit another property, tags, and let's go ahead and add a tag to the database. We'll call it new. So now I can select new here, and that'll signify that it's a new book. And as you can see, I've added these two properties right here in this automation. Now, if I hit done and I hit add book, it's going to add new books every time I click that button. Now, this is pretty neat, but what I want to do is be able to open up that page when I click that button so that I can edit the details around that page. To do this, we're just going to hit add another step, open page, select page, and there's this nice feature here called new page added. And this is going to recognize which page we're adding and open it up for us. We can decide how we want it to open, whether we want center peek, side peek, or full page. And I prefer side peek. So I'm going to hit side peek, and then I'm going to hit done. Now let's just go ahead and delete these items out of this database. And let's hit add book again. As you can see, this time it opens up in a side panel, and I can go ahead and add details. I could go ahead and add book title, or I could do whatever I want from here. I can even add more tags. Like let's say I wanted to tag it as a favorite, or I wanted to tag it as wish list, or whatever it might be that I want to tag it as. I can even add an icon in here or do whatever I want at this point with this book title. But what if I wanted to edit a property within a page? To do that, we're just going to go ahead and create a database for our habits, just as an example. So let's create an inline database. I'm just going to call this tracked habits, and we'll go ahead and name this column day. And now I'm going to delete tags, and we're going to add a new column for date. And finally, we're going to add a checkbox property for a habit. For this habit, let's just call it drink 2 liters of water. And let's just imagine that I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm going to go ahead and change the dates to correspond with these. So let's just do the 22nd, go yesterday and the day before. And let's say I wanted to create a Notion button that automatically checks this off for the said day. So what I could do is hit slash, I could type in button, hit enter, and let's just call this button drank water. It sounds funny, but let's just call it that. And let's go ahead and go with blue, and I'm going to go drop or water, drank water. I like it. Now let's go ahead and add a step. We're going to edit pages in. We're going to select our tracked habits database. And then from here, we need to change this pages to edit section. And this allows you to select which page in the database you want to edit. So am I going to choose Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? How am I going to figure out what day I want to check off when I hit this button? I want to check off today, and I always want this to be today. So I can't just change it to Wednesday. I have to click on this, and I have to enter some logic into this filter. So let's go ahead and change it to where, not day, but where date. And we're going to change this here to is, and we're just going to keep today. So date is today. That's dynamically going to change today whenever the day changes. So this is going to make it so that tomorrow, if we had a date in here for March 23rd, and we want to call it Thursday, it could recognize that today is now Thursday. So let's go ahead and continue with this automation and hit edit a property. And we're going to hit the checkbox, and then we're going to say checked and hit done. Now, whenever I drink water, no matter where I am within Notion or where this database is, I can hit this button and it's going to check this property off. This is going to save so much time and space in your Notion account if you can utilize buttons in this way. Imagine if you had a full database worth of habits and you wanted to track those. Well, you could add a button for each habit, and then from there, you could just click those buttons whenever that habit is complete, and you don't even have to look at the database until you're ready to go back and analyze things. Next, I'm going to show you how to set up a confirmation step so that before your button takes action, it asks you, are you sure you want to do this? To create a confirmation step, you're just going to hit the edit button next to your button. Let's actually uncheck this property here so that we can do this again for today. Or I could even change this filter to is yesterday. So if I wanted to track that I drank water yesterday, I could go ahead and change that filter. And I want it to use this checkbox, but I'm going to add another step here. And we're going to go ahead and show confirmation. Then I want to drag this above. So I'm going to hit move up. And now this is going to ask me, are you sure you want to do this here? So what I'm going to do is just change the message in here to, are you sure you had your water yesterday? And then when I hit continue, it's going to go forward with that action. So I'm going to hit done, and it should check the box for yesterday. But if I hit drink water, I'm going to have to hit continue. And it has this nice little icon here in this custom message. And I really like this little confirmation step, because sometimes an action you might be taking could do some damage if you're not careful. So let's go ahead and hit continue. And now we've marked off yesterday. Next, I'm going to show you how to open a page with a Notion button. To do this, we're just going to hit slash, type BUT, hit enter. And from here, we can hit open page. And this is going to allow us to select a page that we want to open. And from here, I can select how I want to view this page. And I want to view it in a side peek. And let's just go ahead and select the page plan so I can view my plan. And we'll go ahead and call this quick view of plan. And I'm just going to hit done. So now I can hit quick view of plan, and it's going to show me my plan in a weekly view or a monthly view. Now, the other cool feature that you can implement here is you can side peek databases. So if I select a database like days, let's just imagine my days database, and I go side peek from here, I could go ahead and change this to quick view of days database. So I'll just do DB, hit done. Now I can side peek this database, and this was not possible before. You couldn't side peek a database, but now it's possible. And I'm really excited about this feature because I had a few consulting clients that were like, I want to be able to get back to my master database. I don't want to have to click through the breadcrumbs. I don't want it to take me away from my other Notion pages and menus, but I want to see what it looks like. So this is great because you can open up a quick preview of a database from anywhere in your Notion account. One place where I think that this feature is going to come in particularly handy is on my planning page within my Productive Brain 2.0. This is my flagship template. It helps me track my tasks, my notes, my bookmarks, all sorts of different things. You can think of it as my second brain within Notion. So if you're interested in learning more about the Productive Brain, you can check out the video in the upper right-hand corner. I'm constantly updating this thing, and you're actually seeing me update it live right now because this is the planning view, and I have this back burner toggle list, and I also have stuck toggle list. And sometimes this stuff just gets lost. Sometimes I forget that it's down here and it just remains closed in these toggle lists. But let's imagine I want to see my back burner in planning view and be able to drag things in whenever I want. So to do this, I might add a back burner button. So let's just go ahead and quickly go ahead and turn this back burner toggle list into a page. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with stuck. We're going to turn it into a page. And now that these are pages, I'm going to go ahead and create some buttons. So let's just go ahead and delete this load tasks area, hit slash, and we're going to type button, hit enter. And what I want to do is I want to open my back burner page. So select page, back burner, open page in, side peek, and we're going to call this button view back burner. And then I'm just going to go ahead and right click this and hit duplicate. And then I'm going to hit the edit button here, and we'll go ahead and change this to a stoplight. And I'm going to call this one stuck, view stuck tasks. And before we hit done, we have to hit open and change this to stuck and select that page I just created. Now we'll hit done. And I'm just going to drag these buttons up here above my planning view. And then these pages can get dragged wherever. I'm just going to drag them outside of my planning page for now. And if I want to, I can even put these side by side. So let's go ahead and hit slash page, and we'll drag these buttons into this untitled page here. And I'm just going to open it up. We're going to drag them side by side. And then I'm going to right click and turn into text. And that's going to allow me to put them side by side, just like this. And now let's imagine that I want to view something on my back burner and pull it into my calendar. What I can do is just hit view back burner, and then I can just go and drag something right onto my calendar from the back burner. And boom, now I can just click away and this meeting is in my calendar. I can do the same thing with stuck. If I just hit view stuck tasks, and I can grab a task that is stuck right now, drag it into my calendar, and look at that. It's no longer stuck. Now it's planned in my calendar. I can close those tasks there. And this is just a much more streamlined way to view my back burner or view my stuck tasks and drag them directly into my plan. So I can drag these wherever I want. They might serve me better over on the side panel here, but wherever you end up putting them, this is a great new feature. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on Notion buttons. If you did, leave a like and check out this next video about Notion buttons. I think you'll enjoy it.